Hello and welcome to another cast. For you today I have a custom 5v5 played on the Nukes Mapgen. I know, a lot of Mapgen, but some of the future casts or the casts following this week will actually be on some other maps, surprisingly. Anyway, let's get into player introductions. We have Team 1 up at the top, yes, that is Team 1, and Team 2 down here on the bottom. Let's get started with player introductions. Let's start at the easternmost position for Team 1. In Cyan, going Cybran, and opening first land we have Darabus. To the west of that, or southwest of that, we have in red, going Seraphim, also opening first land, Wolf. To the northwest of that, we have in Burgundy red, opening first land, going Aeon, Krasi. To the west of that, in dark blue, going Cybran, opening first land, we have Lol Ruffle and what will be the Airslot, I suppose. And to south of that, in yellow, also going Aeon, and also opening first land, we have BRS DCC 97, I'm probably gonna call them BRS. Then for the southern team, in white, at their easternmost position, going Cybran and opening first land, we have Sanuman. To the southwest of that, we have in blue, opening first land, and going Aeon, Jeff Boyardi. Probably gonna be some variations of that during this cast, all completely wrong. To the southeast of that, in this darkish green, we have Hyper, going Cybran, opening first land, and second air. Then in the back air slot, in pink, down south we have Vakathar, opening first air, going Aeon. And finally to the west of that, in this camouflage grayish green, we have Melee, going first land as UEF and going second air. Any second factories for the northern team that I can talk about? Right, second air for Lol Ruffle, not too surprising, they are on the air slot. Second air out for Krasi. Second land and also third to sixth land, I guess, out for Darabus. And second land, third air out for Wolf. Right, let's take a look at Reclaim. We've got a whole bunch of Reclaim spread around these areas. Yes, I now actually know how to draw, though I need to zoom in for that, I guess. So it doesn't help too much. But yes, we have these chunks of Reclaim right here. I'm definitely gonna abuse the fact that I now know how to draw. And there's already a bunch of Reclaim orders queued for that. Other than that, we have some nice small pawns here at the side. Balance-wise, we are at 90% balance. So not quite perfect, but you will never get a real good result on custom games, so whatever. But overall, we have the highest rated player is the Melee at 2k. The lowest, I think, is Chef Boyardi at 1300, yes. And we also have BRS for the other team also at 2k, so overall balance-wise it's not too big of a difference. Now some aggressive expansion coming out here, with both Darabus and Sanuman pushing forward with their comp, Darabus a bit earlier, but there seems to have been already a airdrop or something of some engineers down here out from Krasi to get some engineers here, probably to Reclaim. Yes, this factory is producing engineers and it is attack moved in this Reclaim field, so I guess that's what that's about. A transport out from Lol Ruffle moving up and grabbing this to grab this Reclaim field. And some slight defenses out from Vakathar, who has moved some stuff up here and is also dropping over some engineers to this position to grab these maxes. Again, I figured out how to draw, so I'm definitely gonna use the shit out of that now. Probably gonna reduce in the with some future casts again, but yeah, for now. Anyway, a bomber out from Focke-Wulf just took out an engineer that was trying to build some maxes up here out from Chef Boyardee, I believe. That was Aeon. Right, I think they are the only... Yes, I'm pretty sure they are the only Aeon in this corner, so must have been them. In the meantime, some slight aggression out between Sandman and Darbus. Both with their spam. Sandman not having their spam currently in the fight itself, and just using the ACU to deal with the spam out from Darbus, though they do seem to have a bit more spam right now. But Sandman taking a bit more damage because I guess they got closer in with the opponent stuff. Bear is asking for some E. What are they up to? Other than walking their ACU down here to get some stuff, some factories. Is there something like an upgrade going on that I did not notice? No. Maybe just max upgrades. At 6 minutes I should probably take a look at incomes. Overall, the Team 1 is ahead by around 20 mass income. Not too much, oh, never mind, the gap is widening. Slightly. But somewhere between 20 and 40, I guess, in mass income. Nothing too major. Right now, at least, but it's already visible that that gap is still increasing further. So currently, Team 1 at a notable mass advantage. They are also 10k mass ahead on total mass produced. I suspect that is reclaim related. Yes, they do have 8k more reclaim in total. Anyway, Hyper has moved up their commander to help counter Darbus up here on the eastern edge. In the meantime, Lord Ruffle moved their commander down here to get some of this reclaim. Fair enough. This stuff is very valuable. And the melee focusing on this flank a bit, basically a bit everywhere, with some support right in the middle out from Rockefeller. Rockefeller actually making an investment into land production, unlike what's the name? Lord Ruffle? Yeah, sorry, that took me a moment to find that name. That will probably mean that Lord Ruffle will be ahead on air. Already T2 air. How's it looking for Rockefeller? Currently still only T1 air, no T2 air queued. And mass income wise, Rockefeller is at 55, Lord Ruffle is... Okay, Lord Ruffle is slightly bad at 46. Not ahead, behind. However, they do already have T2 maxes, not T2 maxes, T2 power. They also have T2 maxes. I expect, yeah, they do have less T2 maxes, so that's why that eco gap is as big as it is. So I guess that will allow Rockefeller to still get more air up quicker, and they have queued up their T2 AHQ now. Currently unassisted. But looking at their stored mass, they are currently still floating a bit, so that is building at full build rate. While they are also still upgrading maxes, so fair enough. Meantime, up here in the northwestern edge, no, not northwestern, the northeastern edge. One day I may get this correct, though that is not today. We have Darbus getting a gun upgrade. Currently, I believe there are there are no gun upgrades out for Hyper or Saneman. No upgrade for Focke-Wulf. There is a gun upgrade on Chef Boyardee's commander. I believe that is range. though I could be mistaken on that. There's a T2 upgrade going on for Grazi. Nothing for low rifle, a gun speed upgrade out for BRS. And no upgrades for anyone else. Sunman are also going T2. And Darabus finished the gun upgrade and is now going for stealth. So intending to be very, very sneaky. Let's take a look, is there any T2 land out? Yes. T2 land has been achieved by Darabus, though there is currently no T2 land production. T2 land is out for Focke-Wulf. I guess attendance is not too surprising. There's a T2 air currently going T3 out for Grazi. They are not bidding lands, so fair enough. There is the T3 air upgrade currently going on for low ruffle. Already at 70%. T2 has been T2 that is currently going T3 has been achieved for BIS. Again, it is currently going T3, even though it's paused. So I guess it's not going T3 actually. And there is some T2 production down here already as well. Now for the southern team, there is a gun upgrade now going on for the melee. And BRS actually going for Chrono. Just noticed. That is of course a very powerful upgrade. I didn't I'm pretty sure it hasn't been covered on my channel yet, so or featured, so I will explain it once it finishes. And I was mistaken, the gun upgrade that Chef Boyardee got was actually gun speed, though they do now also have gun range, so whatever. But yeah, I was looking at T2 stuff. Okay, there is T2 production out for the melee. And is there T2 production out for... Do not believe there to be T2 land out for Wakatha. They are currently also still at T2 air. Currently not going T3. T3 air has already been achieved by Lol Ruffle, so we could see an early strat. But going by that queue, I think Lol Ruffle is playing it safe. None are going out for the melee. Yeah, currently it's only T1 for Wakatha. Now, Chrono did finish. I'm gonna finish up my checks on tech, and after that, okay, gonna go for that. T3 air has actually been achieved by Hyper now. Right, Hyper not going for any land production, so fair enough. Darabus does have Nano, while Xenoman only has T2. Siren of course having to choose between gun and T2. And there is currently a T2 upgrade, not ACU or upgrade, a T2 HQ, going T3 for Chef Boyardee on that. So there's that land as well. Now, Chrono. Let's keep an eye on this, and if a push happens, it will be a good time to explain that. If something gets into the range of the Chrono upgrade. What it basically does is it periodically stuns units in a rather big area. Similar to EMP, just that it isn't projectile based, but a general area that every few seconds gets stunned. So that units in that range are are not able to bring down as much firepower as they usually would. Or even move away. Though stuff with burst fire functionality, like for example mongoose, aren't really affected by that, and neither are buildings. Also believe T3 isn't affected either. Now the commander trying to get aggressive, but the Stryads placed right here are basically denying the push because with the presence of Dryads, it's very dangerous for the commander to push in. Fair enough. Would love to see some MMLs to deal with that. Oh, okay, there is a Shigen and some... believe those are PD. Yes. But turns out that is actually in range of the Dryads, so that's not gonna finish. The melee now going for tactical missile. So gun, nano and tactical missile. I guess also to get some of the long range stuff. And here we see that a stun, with some of the units being stunned. There wasn't a lot in that radius, but it's a rather big effect, and there you see it. Units are stunned for a moment and thus are not able to fire or move, and that allows technically inferior armies, or in some cases even just the ACU, to push a force that would normally be very, very dangerous. And apparently my stream connection was broken for a moment. This is streamed live. One moment, I'm gonna check if I still have internet or if my internet just... Okay, I'm back. Right. Sorry about that. Apparently my internet connection just froze for a moment, or Twitch had a hiccup or something like that, and my stream was offline for just a bit. Didn't have that happen before, but yes. Probably not gonna cut that out. It was only a few seconds, and I usually don't really have the time for too complex editing, so... or any proper editing, so probably not gonna happen. But anyway, as already pointed out, the Chrono stunning these units in every few seconds, and thus not allowing them to do much damage, and allowing the ACU to actually be a very effective weapon in dealing with this T1 army. Though these trials actually survived. And some Sparkies down here rebuilding some of the stuff. I guess T1 energy is to build a factory since Sparkies are not able to build factories. Sparkies are only able to build defensive structures like PD, shields, RT, and also, if I remember correctly, also TMD and tactical missiles. And I guess wall sections, though I wouldn't count those as too defensive. Darabus continuing to harass everything up here with the ACU. Actually walking up behind Sanaman now. The ACU being very aggressive, very annoying with the stealth that you still get when upgrading Nano. As it is the upgrade path Nano, Stealth, Nano, and then after that Cloak, though that is currently not relevant. But if I remember that game correctly, who knows, maybe it will be. Maybe. But a Cerberus has been thrown up. Still a lot of damage going into Xenoman's ACU, though Darabus is also taking quite the pounding from that. But at a significantly higher base HP pool due to that Nano is able to weather that rather effectively compared to Xenoman. With that 96 regen currently. Now I hear Bomber. Okay, there are some Renegades out for low rifle up here, and I'm pretty sure those bombers were T1. I could be wrong, and I think I just saw sniper bot fire right here in the middle for Chef Boyardee. Did I, or was that T2PD and I just didn't notice? Might have been T2PD actually, and not Cerberus, not sniper bot fire, as I cannot see any sniper bots. So sorry if I'm not moving my mouse, if I'm not scrolling or moving camera for a moment. I had an HG lag for a moment. Right, the T3 has been now achieved for Chef Boyardee, and there are some Harbingers currently AFK, but they do exist. And there is T3 power going up. In the meantime, T3 air has also been achieved by Wackerfall. Some sort of T3, okay, T3 land, and actually T3 air has been achieved by the melee. Currently still only T1 land for Wackerfall. The base of Xenoman just got gutted by a run-by of Darabus. Completely missed that. There is T2 currently going T3 at 65%. And there isn't too much left in here anymore. The one loyalist that was there just died. So we only have 2 Mantas, so those will not be too much of a threat. 2 mech. Okay, maybe not 2, I'm pretty sure those may have been 4 mexes and those were just rebuilt. Have however died in this main base. Maybe they were also just forgotten to upgrade, but the economy situation for Sanoman currently at 35 eco, and with that being the only one below 100 eco, is not looking too great. They are now, however, going for a gun upgrade, replacing that T2. And these T2 engines are supporting something, though I don't see the animation for some reason. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe I'm also just missing what they're actually supporting and it's something completely different. Now, going back to land tech. T2, not T2, T3 Air, of course, out for Hyper, as I already pointed out earlier, and there's a small aggregate now going up for that, for them. T3 Land is out for BRS. A small aggregate has been thrown up by Lord Ruffle with 2 factories. And another 2 factories out for Grazi. I believe, yes, Hyper and Dragonfire are actually on a similar scale to that right now with their air factories. T3, no, that is still T2, never mind. However, that is T3. Right, that is the HQ, yes. T3 land has been achieved by Focke-Wulf. And we saw Loyalist earlier out for Darabus, so Darabus definitely has T3 land, yes, and they are currently building some trebuchets. Some of that mobile T3 RT. Very, very annoying to deal with, though it being cyber in nature, it is highly inaccurate. Cinnamon now going for stealth, but those upgrades do take a while, so yeah, the economy has been pretty much screwed up. They do, however, have T3 land, though I'm not sure if that will be too significant. Tactical missile launcher out here for Focke-Wulf, taking out the maxes of Cinnamon right now. They really just can't catch a break. And a whole bunch of loyalists of Darabus now pushing in to deal even more damage. Really annoying right now. Really annoying to deal with, I get it. Now, in the meantime, Nano is going up for Hyper. And Cloaking is going up for Darabus. With Cloaking, that com will be at a very, very high HP pool and also impossible to spot without any Omni coverage. Currently do not see any Omnis up here. I'm pretty sure there is no Omni. So that would be very bad. Now these loyalists continuing to push in. There is now some T2BD that has been thrown up by Cinnamon, but the entire build power around the space, or most of the build power, has been taken out. Most of these factories have died. Max back here died, and the power infrastructure is also about to die. And I guess T3 HQ is also about to die, so yeah, again, Cinnamon not really able to catch a break, down to 19 mass income at 21 minutes. As already pointed out, unfortunate. In the meantime, the melee is going for tactical nuke, about to finish it. There we go. The infamous Billy. A very, very deadly upgrade, if used correctly. And while that's going on, the firebase up here for the melee has been buffed up, though the push of Harbingers, supported by Asylums, is now actually able to take out all these Dryads, I believe. Or at least take out most of these Dryads. So this firebase will probably die to this. Yes, a lot of Harbingers are still alive, the sheets are popping back up. Of course, the Harbinger having a significant amount of its HP. By looking at it, only 1k of its HP, so not even that much. Well, maybe not as significant as I originally thought. In their shield, yeah, the Asylum's actually providing more protection. Cinnamon, completely out of eco, decided to cancel the Cancel Nano. Had laser queued up, but that's of course not working out. Hyper in the meantime did go laser. A nano laser comb, of course, very, very dangerous at 13k HP. Though probably not as dangerous as a cloaking laser comb. Now a small push of Harbingers and some supporting T1 and T2 coming in from Chef Boyardee, trying to dislodge Focke-Wulf's position here, but these PDs up here are able to deal with that, as well as the sniper bots. Really thought Harbingers had more of their HP and shields. Obsidians actually have more shield HP than Harbingers. I did not know that. Now, while that is going on, there are, however, a bunch of Sprite Strikers out for Chef Boyardee, so if they decided to use those to actually start firing on the firebase, they would probably be able to break that, as sniper bots are very difficult to deal with. We have a small base right here in the middle out for Grazi. They are currently going for GC and have queued up double capping of their maxes. Double capping, of course, being the act of putting T2 mass maps around the mass storages. But that GC is also almost finished. Focke-Wulf apparently built a chicken that I also completely missed. So currently almost 2 experimentals for the Northern team. I cannot see any experimentals currently going up for the Southern team, however. Now, one experimental may be dealt with these Sprite Strikers. There goes Grazi's GC. And now this push from BRS also pushing along the flank. Things aren't looking great. Hyper changing their mind from going with the Nano they upgraded earlier to instead go for Tele. They're both still upgrading Cloak, now getting in some additional engineers to actually have some more willpower on that. Cloak being very expensive takes a lot of time to actually finish. And yes, I do believe that there is currently no experimental going up. Oh, never mind. The melee is building a Fat Boy. Has just built a Fat Boy. It has just finished. Also, they are using the ability upgrade on their ACU, as we have just seen on this crater right here, to get a bunch of this army that is pushing into this direction destroyed. By, yeah, again, using the Billy nuke. Very powerful, also very expensive, but if you can afford it, it can definitely be very dangerous. Deribus asking for some mobile shields in local chat. Let's see if they will get some, and here we have a chicken now pushing in right in this stuff. I believe also the counter army about to get into PD range. No, they decide against it and are now pulling back. However, due to the chicken having a higher range, there is a whole bunch of free damage now being poured into all these Harbingers. On the other hand, these sniper bots are putting in quite a bit of fire, saying that there is not too much damage being done here. And on this flank now we have a bunch of Titans countering the push out from BRS. Though there's also some possibles right here. But to be fair, that may actually be able to be somewhat effective. However, saying that there is a bunch of engineers right here that are now erecting a firebase where the former firebase of the melee stood, with a whole bunch of PD and a Shijan. Hyper just finished Tele. Currently no destination queued up, and there is a laser upgrade queued up for Sanuman. And Cloak and Laser just finished for Deribus. 33,000 HP with 96 regen on 3 stars of that, or 3 ranks of that. For Cypern it's obviously not stars, it's eagles, I guess. or something like that. That commander very deadly, basically impossible to spot as there is, I think there's still no Omni. Hyper, to help deal with this chicken, has gotten up quite a few gunships right here, quite a few renegades, and is still building a bunch more. Though these factories were not on repeat builds, so I guess decided for a limited amount. And as we can see here, there is a nuke launcher on the way for Hyper, though what I definitely missed is the fact that Hyper tallied in and got Krasi, as the ACU was apparently standing right there in the base of Terrabus. Also, they got quite a bit of damage done right here. Now, they did tally back, now on 5 stars of that, but since they do have heavy, of course, none of the survivability upgrades. And AGC has been built up by Chef Boyardee now. Completely missed that, I guess right here. And the chicken is already down to down below, no longer in the green. It has already lost quite a bit of health, so it will probably die to the GC. Shijan's now also collapsing, the Renegade's still pushing in more damage, some restorers up from Megathon now helping as well. So yes, this chicken will die, however it dies in a rather precarious position, in range of the SMD that is just about to load. We'll probably take it out with the Lightning Storm, and there it is. And right, currently locking on mostly to the GC, but yes, the SMD did go down. I believe the Chrono Gateway may be out of range, but the gunships of Hyper landing in a rather precarious or, well, suboptimal position, taking a bunch of damage from the Lightning Storm, and never mind, the Chrono Gateway did take some damage, but no significant amounts. Another Billy out for the melee, landing here, taking out a bunch of its firebase. There's a GC out for BRS marching down now. And in the meantime we have Darabus firing into all of this stuff, taking out the position that formerly belonged to Saneman with that laser ACU. Now up to 11k mass killed and 100 regen at 38,000 HP. Only being I believe the only unit able, or the only ACU upgrades able to surpass that is Seraphim Double Nano. And that's considering the fact that Nano or Seraphim obviously doesn't get access to Cloak, which, as long as there's no Omni coverage, protects you from any type of damage, as you cannot be targeted. Well, you can be ground fired, but it requires a lot more skill to actually get in with that. Fatboy for, in the meantime, on the western flank, the Fatboy for the melee has reached the front line and has started firing upon the GC, which is forced to pull back as it cannot weather this amount of firepower. Also, Fatboy placed in the optimal position to get 3 of its cannons to bear. In most positions it's only able to get two firing at the same time, but there is a angle where you can actually get 3 of them. I may be mistaken, never mind, that's only 2 firing right now. A second GC has shown up for BRS, as well as the third one. Apparently I'm missing the construction of a whole bunch of GCs. I guess that is the caster disease of not seeing the experimental build pop-up. Or just missing that. There is also Nano now going up for BRS, just increasing the economy. Speaking of economy, let's take a look at that. We are looking at 1.9k mass income for Team 1 versus 1.6k, so 300 mass difference. That is quite a lot. However, there is a second Fatboy now also out for the melee. And let's take a look at economy sorted just by players, not by teams, and BRS leading the pack at 760, followed by Lord Ruffle with around 530 to 40. I guess that's reclaim related. After that, we have the melee at 400 in the 490s, going up in the 500s a few moments. I guess also reclaim related. After the hyper at 467. But yeah, the economy is currently looking very much in favor of the northern team. Though economy alone obviously isn't enough to win you a game, you still need other stuff. But I'm currently not sure if this other stuff exists, so yes. Now, while everything is happening, Darabus has decided to walk up on the shore, now taking out, again, the base that belonged to Zeneman. They are really not able to catch a break. The D2 mechs in their main base now going down. They are down below 100 mass income again. Very painful. Thinking about popping up on land, though with the laser comm there, that is probably a very poor decision. And also a army from Focke-Wulf now marching in here as well as an army from Darabus coming in from the north. So this position will probably not remain in any to any reasonable extent. Let's take a look at ASF count. We have 47 ASF, never mind. Currently around 160, I believe. Yep. In the hands of Lord Ruffle. I guess they were they were definitely gifted over the ASF out from... well, never mind, they weren't gifted those over, they inherited the base of Krasi. I forgot that Krasi died. That'll be nuked down here in the south. Let's take a look at ASF counts for the southern team. We have a whopping 181, I believe. Could be 161, it's hard to read for me right now with the contrast. But even then, definitely a higher ASF count out for Hyper. And Wakatha at a measly 49, though with that, southern team is currently ahead on ASF count. Now Zeneman building up a bunch of top launchers to prevent Darabus from actually marching in here, as the ACU provides a bit of omni coverage that would be able to spot the commander of Darabus. But there are also currently spy planes flying overhead, with the omni coverage of the spy plane being sufficient to find Darabus, though there are no top bombers to actually force them out of the pond, so I guess the only option for that will be the scuttle torp launchers, which, if Darabus just pops up for a bit, can be taken out by the laser. As such. Again, unfortunate. Now, I missed the fact that there was another chicken constructed by Jeff Boyardee, as well as another chicken out from Focke-Wulf. A chicken being targeted by a bunch of Corsairs out from out from Hyper, allowing the GC to actually take it out. But the supporting army is now continuing to push in, slowly being taken out by the tractor class and beam of the GC, but that would still take quite some time, so we can't be expecting too much. And there are also some sniper bots firing in here from the back into the GC. Some units also from Darabus taking control, and with that I don't believe that the southern team will be able to reclaim the base that once belonged to Zeneman. Speaking of Zeneman, Darabus decided to move their bricks into the water right next to Zeneman, using the pitiful torpedo DPS of the brick to take out the ACU. May not be much, but it's definitely enough to kill an ACU at this amount. And the laser comm also obviously makes it impossible for Zeneman to actually move out of the water, as they would just be as Darabus would be able to just counter that by walking their ACU out of the water as well and killing them with the laser. Some top bombers were built up by Hyper, though not in time to actually get Erebus's ACU, while that was dived. So I guess that one will not be, that will continue to live for quite some time now. Up at 30k mass killed now. Now, on another note, there is a nuke launcher, the nuke launcher out for Hyper has finished and is about to load. Let's take a look. Is there any SMD up here? There is one for Focke-Wulf, so that cannot be targeted. There's currently an SMD going up for Erebus, though that will definitely not load in time. There is one up that is also about to load for Low Ruffle in the base that formerly belonged to Krasi, and one in their main base. And there is one in the base of BRS. And there's a nuke, and it's going right for the ACU of Erebus, which is nowhere near an SMD, so that one will land, and Erebus will definitely die. They are not recognizing the threat. Yes. I guess they were not expecting the ACU to be sniped by a nuke, though they are taking it with humor, going by the chat message. With some backhanded humor, I guess. But with that, there's the second ACU ejection for the northern team, putting the amount of players to putting it to a 4v3. The southern team has actually been able to catch up on Eco somewhat, only 100 mass behind now, and okay, there was a 4k income for just a moment. I guess that was reclaim related. And economies appear to be even now, for the first time in quite some time. Bellies continued to be chucked by the melee, now at 41k mass killed with that commander. Nuke being a very powerful upgrade. Would be cool to see them going T3 to let them produce faster. In the meantime, we have 3 fat boys firing upon the stuff of upon the fat boys of BRS, though. Well, I must have missed quite a few experimentals being built, because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GCs. Either that or I'm unable to count, but I believe that those are actually 7 GCs. That would probably be enough to crash basically anything, just with the tractor claws. Now, in the meantime, BRS has decided to stop building GCs and instead went for an emissary. Mercathor just finished an experimental. What do we have? What do we have? Well, there is a nuke. Complete missed that. There are more fat boys going up for the melee, though fat boys, as already pointed out in previous casts, struggle at taking direct fire as they do not have a large HP pool. They have some amazing DPS and some amazing range, but if they can't get to use that, they are basically useless. Though the the fat boy fire now starting to take out quite a few of these GCs. 2 of them quite low down, quite a few already died here. I believe this one was actually friendly. Those went down, so we are actually looking at just 2 GCs now here, one already below 10k HP. And there are quite a few Ravagers that have been thrown up now, firing into this as well. So I guess this push has been taken care of. In the meantime, oh, there's Novax. The melee does have a Novax. Okay, good to know. I want to check what the experimental that Rockefeller built was. Okay, Hyper decided to teleport into the position base of Rockefeller for the moment. Not sure. Might have been gifted over to the melee. Might have been a GC. I do not see any other experimentals, so that was probably it. Now, why the emissary was built up and just finished for BRS, the second one already queued up and already building. I wanted to look if there are any other any other standoff technology being built. There's a hover farm going up for Wolf. And holy shit, that's a well-protected aggregate, I guess, with all these ED4s. Only way to protect them even more would be going for 85s. So upgrading them. As the Cyber and T3 shields can be upgraded quite a few times. In base game you are only able to build them the very basic T2 shield. Luckily in FAF we are able to build the ED4, though there is also an ED5 that can be upgraded, as already mentioned. So you're not able to build the highest tier, but and the ED4 is technically the weakest of all shields, of all tier 3 shields, though honestly not too surprising, and the fire of the emissary now dealing some serious damage to the or starting to deal some damage onto the aggregate of Ragathor. I believe I've just lost the second Novax. Yes, there are actually 3 Novaxes out for the melee. I guess that is the standoff technology of your Southern team right now, just Novax. I do not see any emissaries currently going, or any T3 RT going up for the Southern team though. Nope, don't see any. Just more Novaxes. Novaxes, of course, being pinpoint accurate, being a being a satellite in the air, firing a beam down. It's pretty hard to miss with something like that. And there's the nuke going out from the nuke launcher of Ragathor. And at the same time a nuke out for Hyper. One is going right here, edge nuking the chicken, I guess. Though this seems like that has been predicted, and the units are moving out of the way to protect against that. Never mind. They're moving right into that. This nuke, on the other hand, is going... Well, I suspect it may be going for the air here, because that would be a nice pickup for the on the air. By that angle, yes, that is going down here. Low Ruffle noticed in time, moving the air out. Only losing a small amount of ASF. But quite a bit of the land spam right here died. And also the power building the next GC right here. With that nuke launcher is now at 39k mass killed. Definitely paid for the missile. This one is at 45k mass killed. The one out for Hyper. And BRS decided to control K. Really? The position didn't seem that bad. Never mind, that push down here can definitely just break through right here. We are looking at 5 Fat Boys and a GC. Though the GC might go down very soon. But still, that's 5 Fat Boys. You don't counter that. You just don't. It's just something you do not do. Massive airfight going on right here in the middle. Between Ragathor, Hyper and Low Ruffle. I believe this may actually go in... Yes, this did actually go in favor of Low Ruffle. They did win this airfight. There was also some ASF out from Wolf now helping. Not looking too great for the Southern team now, losing air. There is a singular strat out though, a singular strat won't do too much, and a bunch of strats. I think they are going after Wolf. And they are dropping, I believe. One T3 shield will not be sufficient to deal with this amount of strats. And never mind, I think a whole bunch of them dropped. Well, it was actually enough because I think some of them may have dropped onto each other by going by that impact right here, that some air units were hit by the T3 bombers. So that ACU actually survives with, looking at that, I think that is Advanced Nano at 35k HP base and a region of 230. So the ACU will also be back up to full HP very, very quickly. Advanced Nano just has some ludicrous regen. and the T3 RT out from that was built up out from BRS has now was being used as PD to take out the Fat Boys, though a GC push out from Chef Boyardee that I also completely missed. Sorry for missing this much stuff right now. Has been taken out. Right, the push took out the RT. Lol Ruffle now just spamming out a shit ton of T1 bombers. A valid strategy to deal with experimentals if there is no real, if you don't have anything else, because especially with T3 accurates, those split very, very fast. They have some decent DPS and or some decent damage per drop, and being very cheap, it's a easy solution to just spam out all of the T1 bombers basically to swarm the enemy. It's a death by 1,000 cuts strategy basically. One bomber may not do a lot of damage, but we are looking at over 200 T3 bombers, T1 bombers right now, so that will definitely do a shit ton of damage. And that was just Cyber bombers. Cloak now going up for Lord Ruffle. They're also at the same time going for Soul Ripper, or some Soul Rippers. Since they did win air a bit earlier, fair enough. And the Hover Fam out for Focke-Wulf has finished and is now firing upon the base of Hyper, I believe. It was Hyperspace that just got hit. Hyper, seeing the threat, has decided to go for Disruptor. Also fair enough, though without full adjacency. Only 2 P-gens supporting that. That will limit the fire rate somewhat, but not too much. But this is still 2v4 right now, and looking at economies, Team 2 is actually ahead by around 600 to 500 mass income. And never mind, the Hover Fam is going after the stuff of Vakatha right now. Now, in the meantime, the Novaxes were actually able to break through the defenses of Lord Ruffle, as they were stationed only underneath one shield, I believe. Or there was only one shield covering them, actually. Maybe a bit more than one shield, but they were at a not well shielded position compared to the rest of their stuff. And thus the Novaxes, now 4 of them were able to break through. With that, we are now looking at a 1v4 situation for Focke-Wulf. Things were looking quite good in the mid game, but the tables have turned, and Focke-Wulf decides to recall and end it. Right. I hope you enjoyed. This was streamed live on Twitch. I will have the link in to that in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you again in a future cast or live on Twitch. And till then, bye.